They went full corporate just for this one box. They went full corporate just to release all that for just a drop of blood. Okay, so let's watch Ash Warhammer's video. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. We're feeling brave today, boys. We're gonna watch, let's make sure our chat's out and all that. We're watching Trench Crusade abandons STR promise and goes full corp greed. Are they greedier than GW? We'll have to see. I'll read the comments later. I am glad that Ash changed his background. Yeah, the lights were just wreaking havoc on this gun.
Shocking turn of events, a local Norwegian man is proven to be right, yet again. As a few months ago, I made a video about Trench Crusade, accusing the developers of being lazy, fake, and cynical, along with a fair few other allegations of immorality and greed. Accusations...
So, I'm not really into Trench Crusade. Let me just say that, like, off the bat. I did know that they recently had like a thing with their SDL, where some of the SDLs were either not delivered or they were defective. On the Facebook page, was it Facebook or was it yeah, I think it was Facebook. Wait, no, it was X. It was X, where some people apparently got defective prints and then they sent them like a replacement, and then it was still defective. And now recently they got some new plastic models. Now, I've seen the plastic models and a lot of them look really damn good. Like, some of them look really freaking good. So, I don't know. Let's take a look. Because when they say full corporal greed, I think it can like mean a lot of things. Could they be greedier than GW? I don't know. It's a pretty high bar.
that are gaining more and more veracity for every day that goes by, but a particularly damning point emerged just the other day, as I was sent this from my friend Yanovich. Thank you very much, sir. Which Crusade announces that there will be no major releases in STL or resin format in the future.
Oh, that's crazy. Is there like a link to this? Damn, I really hate it when there's no like link to the source. But look at it later.
For those of you who may not know, STLs are the computer models, the files that you need to 3D print your own models. And this, of course, as they mention here, was a huge part of the original Kickstarter. A big selling point of the Trench Crusade was that it wasn't going to be like the other corporations. It wasn't...
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like everyone was... Funnily enough, they were treating Black Crusade like the Holy Grail. So if you know a little little factoid about Trench Crusade, it's kind of ironic now that they treated Trench Crusade like the Holy Grail, and then, you know, life imitates fiction, I guess. But yeah, STL, like not having access to the STL is actually quite a big blow, and I always feel like these model companies, like a really smart thing they could have done is something like Morningstar, where they kind of just turn the STL into... Like if you watch the Project Morningstar animation, the animation models are basically the STL models, right? They just rigged it up and they do animation. And I always found like really cool where like some of the gacha companies, they release the models to the public and people can just make animations with them just for free promotion. And they're not really losing that much, right? It's just free marketing, and it's just kind of like an extra step.
Going to be greedy, it was going to be free.
Sorry, let me rechat. He was glistening with sweat. Yeah, I don't think Norwegian people and sunlight really mix that well. Don't even know that much about it, to be honest. Lorebit seems kind of too edgy. Lord even makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to get into it, but then a lot of the people who were explaining the lore on YouTube are not the usual people that I actually watch. So yeah, that's all I say about it.
You, the community, and you could print your models for your own use. You could have them, you could modify them, you could do whatever you want. That is until, of course, the developers realized, holy shit, there's a lot of money to be earned here.
Oh no.
And so now we're going to sell plastic box sets like everybody else with no STLs of...
I mean, these models look really freaking good. Like, it's a little bit blurred, I'm not sure if you guys can make it up, but these models, like, the actual aesthetics about them and how it ties into like the whole art history aspect, like even the box itself, I think it's a very professional, I'll say the box even looks more interesting than the GW ones. It's more striking.
Of course.
Sorry, but I was about to say, I mean, if you're gonna make plastic models, it's a huge investment. Like even GW, like they're really greedy and they're kind of penny pinching and all of that, but at the same time, even they would struggle a bit to basically release an entire range. So I feel like there's probably some kind of investors involved. And so when you have investors involved, things usually turn a little bit corporal. And the investors are probably asking, you know, all the hard questions, like, hey, you know, they're probably using like GW as a benchmark. So they're saying, well, if GW is the industry standard, then, you know, why are you not taking the same road, right? Because we want our investment back.
We could give you the...
Look up the prices, Herc, I dare you. I'll do that after this video. Yeah, I'll do the after, like all the after research after the main reaction video. I don't want to go on a tangent. Also, I want to look at this article as well.
STLs for the models, which would be easy enough to convert, but we have elected not to, as we adopt GW's business model, with troop boxes, elite boxes containing fewer models at a higher price, and the hero box, consisting of Uno model at 3 times the price, no doubt. Games Workshop.
Yeah, it sounds like Games Workshop to me. I mean, hey, at least they're not selling like codexes that kind of just, you know, become out of date before they even release. Maybe that'll come later.
Shop would be proud of you, Trench Crusade. Truly and honestly proud. But hey, you can't blame poor Trench Crusade for this. After all, the promises made of 3D models and STLs were made during the heady olden days, lost in the midst of time, that were 2024. In fact, I don't even think...
Man, it's actually kind of crazy, like how quickly things develop, because Trench Crusade was like barely... I know the lore and all that is not even set up now, right? But it's kind of funny how quickly they like... It's kind of funny how quickly they did materialize into like an actual figure, into like a physical product. The Knight Codex might be the worst investment. I think every single codex is the worst investment ever. The Imperial Guard Codex was like literally out of date before it even came out. They're like, if Trench Crusade at least could fix like the rule system, like maybe put everything on an app or something, or release all the codex or whatever it's called at the same time, they probably at least have that over GW. But if they do exactly the same business model, it's like, why repeat the exact same mistake? And by the way, if they do that, it's not even a mistake on their part. It's like, it makes financial sense. So it's a mistake in terms of like the for the customer, but it's not like a mistake in terms of being like a corporation.
A single year has actually fully lapsed since they made...
The EC Codex was surprisingly good. Like the lore tidbits was just what I expected. The Japanese localization was immaculate. The more I hear about the state of the tabletop side of things, the happier I left the tabletop in 2005. I mean, if you find the right group, it's all RNG. It's literally spawn RNG. If you have like the right group in the right right region, right location, then it's not really a big deal. But if you're like light and you know you live out in the middle of nowhere, or maybe you live in like a very metro area where everyone's really competitively minded, then yeah, you probably have a worse time off.
Made all of these haughty promises. So, if anyone actually fell for that, hook, line, and sinker.
And to be honest, you don't really need a large group. It's not like you need 20 people to have like a decent amount of fun. You only need like maybe like 4 people, and just, you know, play with each other. then and now. You don't really need you don't even need 10 people. Like 4 people is a big enough group.
I'm sorry, you got played. And what else could possibly be, what else could possibly happening here? So they mention also their community license, right? And, as they do, to give the devil due, they argue that because
is that what I think it is?
Models, which is far more expensive, selling them by the box load is the only way they can make this go around. And hey, theoretically, I absolutely agree.
Is the community license what I think it is? Like before they were saying that hey, if you make fan art and all of that, and what was that, animation, even though that didn't really happen, we're allowed to do that, right? They were basically hey, we're gonna be GW, but we're gonna be cool. We're the cool uncle. Trench Crusade was a cool uncle with candy. And then you go to his house and you realize that the uncle is Diddy, or your uncle's Epstein.
But that is something you do.
It's the creepy uncle. It's not the cool uncle, it's the creepy uncle.
Need to think about and talk about before you sell people promises of
you guys
something
are fucked.
else, only to turn around within a year and declare the exact opposite. So the community license is being changed. We are still planning to move forward with our community license.
I'm just guessing.
It has been reworked to account for the success of the game, but the idea remains the same.
Wait, let me hear that again.
The success. We are still planning to move forward with our community license. It has been reworked to account for the success of the game.
It has been reworked to account for the success of the game. So it's basically hey, hey Chubs, thanks for thanks for being useful idiots, retards.
But the idea remains the same.
That is so shameless.
Okay. So the community license is currently in the works, and it was intended to be, as they say here during the Kickstarter campaign, anyone can make content for Trench Crusade.
Oh, they're actually doing that. Oh, fuck. Okay.
That was the idea, where the point would be that if you simply make a World War I style model and you make it for free, they would not take any cut. Okay, cool, fair enough. If you make a model that is supposed to be compatible / in the universe, they will need to check it and go okay, that looks like a Trench Crusade model, you can release it, so long as you do it for free again. But if you want to make it...
Bro, I've seen some of those Trench Crusade models, and it'll be so fucking funny if Games Workshop sues Trench Crusade, or vice versa. Because, honestly, there's probably some overlap.
It official and have people pay for it,
that'll be so
then
funny.
They will get a cut. Not the maddest thing in the world, but okay, what are you going to rework there? Because the only way I could see you reworking that is by cutting the for free parts, at least for compatible models.
Well, I mean, if the baseline was 0, if the baseline was free, you can do whatever you want. You can't get, it can't go the other way. It can't get any more consumer friendly. So the only way to go from there, from the baseline, which is 0, is to become more unfriendly.
Models, which again is precisely what GW is currently doing, as this seems perfectly fine to me, and yet they're now stating it's going to be reworked. In fact, this is a year to the day. Exactly a year. They go,
exactly a year?
All of those promises? Well, times have changed.
Man, someone planned this. This is all premeditated. Ooh, to the day?
We have your money now, and we are no longer dependent on your goodwill.
Useful idiots.
My ass. And furthermore, too.
Do you mean the ideology that was made by the famous person that never worked in his life? I don't know, man. I'm not putting words out there, but hey, yo, it's quite shocking, isn't it? Yeah. Put a shock collar on me and call me Hassan or call me Haya, because man, I didn't see this coming.
Okay, so you may need to notice here 3,644 comments. I talked about this in my larger video around the developers as well. What have they been doing whilst well, a lot of people haven't been getting their models. So they've been working on plastic models, and just in case you're wondering as well, no, they still haven't delivered everything.
No way. Bro, how shame. Dude, this is like. No way. Like, how expensive is it to just print out some 3D models and just send it? Maybe you ship, but the shipping is paid for already. And not even a year has passed, so I don't think like inflation really matters onto there. Holy shit.
There is a comment from just 10 hours ago going, I think...
Bro, this, like, GW would not even do that. Like, GW would not even do like a, you know, yoink. And then they'll be like, yoink, oh, I got the bag. And then just run over the hill with like a bag of money with like $1 notes spilling out of it. Nah, not even GW would do that. Like, at the very most, they'll just market the product and then it'll become immediately out of stock and you'll never be able to buy it. Like, that's the most they'll ever do. They're not going to take your money and be, you know.
Everything is in order, but I'm still not sure. Another comment, my order says that shipping paid with no extra information or email sent.
No, the thing is that, remember old Forge World shipping? The thing is that Forge World actually has really good customer service. Like, the modes sometimes are absolute shit. But as far as my experience with Forge World goes, and as far as some of my friends' experience goes, Forge World is really good with the customer service. Like, at least for me, I don't know for you, but like in our group, they fucked up. They messed up like a few of the hoverbikes that I think was it like Samuel with the resin hoverbike. The thing came out like a banana like twice, and he eventually gave up on it. But Forge World actually tried to fix it twice. It was just bad twice. And then they were like, oh man, I'm really sorry, do you want credit or we can just refund you? And they just refunded them. And they didn't even like take out any of the shipping fee or anything, like they just gave them the full price back. And the Tantalus that I have right now, that was supposed to be a return. Yeah. So that one came out like a bit wonky. And the front was a little bit chipped. And they sent me another one. And then, generally, I'm just really happy with Forge. It's just way too expensive. The quality is not very good. The price is absolutely horrendous. But at the very least, like if something like on GW side, like if a sprue is missing or something like that, generally the customer service will not try to stiff you. Forge World demands a percentage of the product price as shipping costs. That's never happened to me. For me, they just shipped it to me like free of charge. I don't know, maybe they just like me. And it was like a whole, like it was Samael, like my buddy Kento, it was like 2 Samaels. For me, it was like a Tantalus. For other people, it was like mech dreads and shit that like it was missing bits and shit. And they just replaced it. They were really good with that. I do not care how nice the goon of the loan sharks behaves while cutting your fingers off. No, I'm saying, dude, no, listen, I'm saying, at the very least, their customer service is good. These guys, you pay for a product, not only is it defective, they literally do not send it to people. So what I'm trying to say here, if you listen very carefully, is that these guys are literally worse than GW. And they haven't even crossed the finishing line. Like, they haven't even crossed the start line yet. Like, they haven't even started the race yet. Like, they don't even have, like, the first edition codex or whatever. Like, they don't even have a game system out. They don't even have, like, lore out properly. And they're already scamming their customers. Like, what the actual fuck is going on there?
Another comment again. 3,644 comments are basically an endless series of people going, you haven't actually given me the stuff I paid you money for. And this is after a year still, but they have found enough time to work on their plastic box sets. And
I don't think you just give a crap.
Take a guess as to
they literally do not care.
Have to wait.
But I do kind of like want to buy one of these. I'll go on the website later. Can someone link me the website? I'll take a look. You know, I might just buy one and then just see how the plastic is compared to GW.
For their models. That's right. The people who get them for free.
No.
Seriously.
No. No. I remember this guy. He tried to do like a whole like what was it? Wait, was it this guy who was talking about bolt action? I forgot. Anyways, very first plastic Trench Crusade miniature. Got the new Trench Crusade plastic minis. I mean, this third one isn't really that. I mean, this third one isn't really about like early access, but ooh. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Fallout 76, where they said they ran out of the. You remember the canvas bag with Fallout 76, and then they said that they don't have the canvas bag, and then apparently they actually did, and they just gave it to influencers. Did anyone remember that? It just reeks of that right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to moderate my.
Like, is whoever making Trench Crusade basically like the Bethesda of tabletop?
When it comes to Trench Crusade, going, if you want to support the developers, that's good. It's nice that they've a successful Kickstarter, etc. But we really do need to face facts here. These are bad people. They aren't making this game for you by any.
What the fuck is vidIQ? Wait, is it vidIQ the thing that you pay for? And then it tells you like analytics and video ideas?
Stretch of the imagination. They made sure to put out their plastic boxes before even the announcement of it. Before they even made it clear that they were going to remove STLs, they put out the PR push first. And again, these guys didn't have to wait for their models, unlike the paying customer. Listen, Trench Crusade are bad people. No matter what concessions they may make in the community.
I think the next step really is to look at who these people actually are, because I think a lot of times you get executives who are just hiding behind the company brand. Like if you call it like a bad company, you call them bad people. Okay, who are these people? Who did they work for previously? That's the part that I'm actually really interested in, and I'll probably do some research off stream.
Licenses, it is only a question of time until they withdraw them. Any sign of goodwill or good faith that comes from these developers is, I tell you now, exclusively a temporary measure to gain your trust and as much of your money as possible before cashing in on it.
At the same time, I feel like there will be a lot of toxic positivity people who will be defending Trench Crusade. I remember one of my slop videos, like the ones that I did for like a reaction, where I did like an offhanded comment where I mentioned their failed STL rollout. And then I think I said something like, hey, I do not know too much about Trench Crusade, but I heard about this thing that happened. And then one of the comments was like, yeah, you don't know too much about Trench Crusade, so you should shut the fuck up about Trench Crusade. It was something like that. It was something like off the cuff, something like that. It's like, that's not even the point of the video. Like, why the hell are you getting so mad in comments?
That is simply what appears to be going on here. And until Trench Crusade starts doing something that actually contradicts that stance, that is the reality of the situation. It is a company that is more than happy to break its promises, that is more than happy to change its entire proclaimed business model in order to earn more money, as that is the only conceivable purpose for this. If the developers truly were, as they themselves claimed so proudly, oh, they were just going to make a cool game, you know? And if people are interested, well, they'll make some other cool models, etc. Why would they do this? Why?
Money, duh. You know, they just want to make a lot of money. And I bet you someone inside or one of the investors, or maybe they just need the money because everything they're doing right now requires quite a bit of investment. So they're probably trying to, or maybe just, you know, they maybe just saw the ceiling, you know, they just saw the ceiling coming in. And just like, you know what, we need to just fucking cash out now. Like, make as much money as possible because this shit might actually, you know, it's a quick scam, guys. We're just gonna go in, smash the window, grab the shit and run. So it could be that as well, who knows.
Oh, what, because making plastic models are more expensive? Okay, but you're the ones who chose to make those plastic models. And of course, they also admit that, this will have nowhere near as much customization, they're going to be much harder to kit bash, etc. But guess what? If you want to kit bash, well, don't worry about it. You can
barely see what's on that page. I'll take a look at it later. Yeah. Yeah, but it just sounds like it's just what GW is doing. I think GW just established the bad thing about GW is because they're such a big player, they kind of established the industry standard. So whenever something like someone tries to make a game system, obviously they're gonna want investors, and then the money bag investors come in. It's kind of like Shark Tank, right? These soulless investors come in, and then the first thing they demand from you is how to maximize profit, and why are you not following the industry standard? They're like, hey, these guys have a good business going on here. It's working out, so why are you not doing the exact same thing they're doing? Because by not doing that, you're not committing to your fiduciary responsibility and all of that. And so you're basically caught there. And that's the issue with looking for investors. I'm not saying that this actually happened, but I'm guessing that I'm just guessing this is how it happened, because the dots kind of lined up.
You can always simply just, buy more boxes. Yeah, you can do what GW asks you to do. You can buy 2 models to make 1. Wow, isn't that just...
And also, when these type of things happen, there's 2 types of greeds. You've just got like mindless greed, the dumb kind of greed where the type of stuff that you see from like a Kickstarter where they just do like 1 rug pull, and then it's kind of fast and stupid. It's dumb, but it gets the job done. This is like full-on corporal type greed. This is organized greed. So I'm almost entirely sure that this is something that has been planned out, and when things are planned out in this certain way, it's probably almost like a something pushed by like some investors.
Just fantastic. Truly, this is a company for the community right here. No doubt about it. None whatsoever. Trench Crusade. I do wish to be quite smarmy about this, but listen, if it's too good to be true, more often than not, unless you're dealing with people with actually proven track records in doing what they say they're going to do, it's probably actually too good to be true. But hey, at least the models that already exist will still remain. That's nice. Granted, they're deeply flawed, as I've already done a video on, but hey.
Imagine if they came out with legends before the first codex, or the first rules even came out. Like, imagine if they had legended like their first round of models. That's like being aborted. That's just like being aborted, man. Like, oh man, like, shit, the rules haven't even come out yet, and then the models that we bought before have already been legended. Ah, shit, man, it's not even the first edition. Oh, fuck.
At least they're not taking them away, and you can
that would be so funny, man.
With your own models, if you so choose. Give it a year, and we'll see what happens to that.
Remember back when there were no legends, yeah.
GW's rules, of course, is only using official models at tournaments and events. Oh, Trench Crusade.
GW only allows the official models, and I mean in their tournaments and events, yeah. But a lot of tournaments nowadays they're a lot more lenient on proxies and 3D printed model nowadays. Like especially for ITC or even like semi-regional circuits, stuff like that. They don't really care. They only care about, because they're not making money selling the models, they're making money selling the competition like entry fees. So they don't really care too much, but if it's like an official GW event, then yeah, but those don't happen too much.
Developer would never do that, right? just like they'd never move away from one of their primary sales pitches in their Kickstarter eons ago, the distant dark past of 2024.
2024 was like, what, 10 years ago? Oh, no, wait, that was 1 year ago. Oh, shit. Man, time really flies.
Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you very much for watching, and fuck.
How many Chaos models did GW release between 2024 and 2025? Like 40k Chaos models. I think they only released like, not counting the Emperor's Children, because I think that's, you know, like 3 models. How many town models did they release? Like the 2 battle suits and the stealth suits, right? Oh no, they got the crews as well, so they're doing better. Yeah.
Trench Crusade.
He really does not like Trench Crusade. I want to read the comments. And then we can take a look at the, what was the model website?
In a shock.
The Norwegian man exists on traditional diet of nothing but fish, and I told you so. I mean, I don't want to rub salt in his wounds, but not entirely. Sometimes, but yeah, whatever. This has to be a record in terms of how quickly a Kickstarter project betrayed its backers go full corporate. Well done, Trash Crusade. I quit GW, not 40k. I don't see the comments on this one. Well, GW was banned 40k, and now you're stuck with 41k. Yeah, that's true. It's not 40k anymore. It's like 42k. They skipped the early, cool early GW, went full modern green Corp GW. Pretty sure that was a plan all along. Yeah, this feels really planned out. This feels really planned out. But I'm also... at a certain point, it doesn't feel like they're competent enough to do that. I feel like there's like, they got some new people on board that kind of pulled the leash a little bit. Popped the shock collar a bit. Socialists becoming hyper-capitalistic after gaining something of value? Many such cases. It just kind of came off as that. Yeah. Alright. German one, I saw one of fantastic, fancy, well, it already offers discount. Official one is still Archon Studios. Let's take a look at that one. Yeah, sure. Archon Studios. Miniatures. It's in Poland. So what's the, like, if it's in Poland, then what's the cost of labor like $1 an hour or something? I mean, I'm just joking, by the way. Trash Crusade. Wait, hold on, is that all? Wait, is that all? They only have one box. That's the entire range. Are you kidding me? I thought they had like these big ass like buff armor dudes. And are those STLs or? They went full corporate just for this one box. They went full corporate just to release all that for just a drop of blood. All of that. I take back everything I said. These guys are just stupid. Nah, these guys are just stupid because at least lay down the groundworks before you go full corpo, right? They just went masked off. Like, this is like playing Among Us. And then you just blew everything just for what that one kill and just revealed your entire hand to the entire team. Look at the price, look what's inside. I mean, this is $50, so that's about standard for like a 40k box, right? That's about 50 times so 400. That's around the same price as like a 40k box. The box contains 1 Hauptmann. I think Hauptmann means captain, right? Field Kaplan. Stoßtruppen, 3 Yamen. Why is it called Yamen? It's not even German. It's like a random ass English word in the middle of like a bunch of Germanic words. Who came up with this? The Stoßtruppen of the Free States of Prussia are among the most storied and fearsome of the new Antioch soldiers. Storming through the winding web of trenches that scar no man's land, the Stoßtruppen move with peerless coordination as they deliver their famously brutal shock assaults. Even a small force of these noble soldiers can smash through the toughest heretic. This is just like Warhammer shit, where it's like everything's the most elite, everything's the most super. With naught but hail grenades, a furious flurry of clubs, and a jaw full of gritted teeth and prayer. What's the timeline on this again? What's the timeline on Trench Crusade? Like, what year was this supposed to happen? Like in the alt history? I feel like the tactics don't really match up. It's post-apocalyptic, but what year? Is it like 1914 or something? Like our time, but then shit went down. But they're talking about like Prussia. If they're talking about Prussia, then basically means like the whole thing with Bismarck did not happen, right? So basically Bismarck never reunified the entire Germanic states, like with Bravias and all that. So this is probably sometime like in the 1800s. So around that time, would you be really evolving? I mean, the timeline is different, but at the same time, would things evolve so quickly that you'd be using like World War I shock tactics? I don't know, like, no, I mean, I'm doing all of this thinking because like they look kind of out history, which is really cool, but I feel like it's not, there's no actual out history thinking that goes into this. Like aesthetically, it looks like something from like Kaiser, like a crazy version of Kaiser Reich or something, right? Like out history by appearance. But the theory of it feels a little bit off. You're fighting a straw man, yeah, basically. I'm fighting with myself right now. And I think I'm playing into their trap. No. I'm playing into their trap. Because they're just writing random shit that does not make sense. And then they want a smart person to look at this and then make it make sense. So by doing that, I'm basically doing their homework for them. That's how it feels like.